Here's the winner, Mosh. What was your classic strategy, Mushalophagus?
Well, 44 laps. I took it easy. I saved all my fuel. I had a ton of fuel to finish the race, I think. I'll check it, but I saved the car. I didn't beat it up. What lap was it I took the lead? I had 53 or something. Lap 50. I took the lead and
well, the double O of the Crusher was coming on strong at the end. You must have been shitting bricks.
We'll get to that in a second, but I was ready to lead the rest of the race at 53, and I lost my governor spring, but I was confident my car could make it back up there. I knew it could. Completely hooked up, sticking in the turns perfect. I couldn't ask for a better car. I got it set perfect.
And back to the double O.
It was coming on strong, but I was a little bit worried, but I knew my car was hooked up. I knew it. I mean, you weren't going to get around me. I had the middle groove all race long, and it was working beautiful for me. So,
well, you've now taken the lead back from the tiebreaker and broke the 3 straight wins that the Crusher had. How does that make you feel?
That's nice, but the main thing is I haven't won one in quite a few years now, so I really wanted this one bad.
The total classic.
I put a lot of work into my car this season, and it's been fast all season. Paid off for this race.
The classic victories are now you with 4 and Chris the Crusher with 3. Any last words before you get your post-race beating?
There could be no beating, but I knew I'd win. I knew I had a great car. I mean, I didn't know I was going to win, but I knew I had the best chance here to win.
What would you have thought if Chris jumped into another car and come out of nowhere to beat you after his main car broke down?
Oh, well, he would have had to earn it. He would have had to get by me, and I had the main middle groove, which is like the only groove open out there. It's just torn to shreds.
The low and the high groove.
You gotta have the camera out there because it's torn. There's some monster ruts out there that could break a car in half.
Knock the wind out of me.
And Ogre just broke everything.
Oh, you are a complete and total idiot.
Well, shut it off. You gotta have it plugged in now.
Man, you're dumb.
Picking up my stuff.
Yes, fucking friggers.
Well, that's it. The Galletta's Greenhouse, Crusher Coliseum 90.
Absolutely flawless tonight.
Chris did say that if he had more laps, he would have gotten you.
Yeah, you could have challenged, but getting by is a whole nother story.
And he did have a dig on you that you cut him off and you two almost wrecked.
I didn't cut you off. That was just my groove, so if you got into me, I had that groove the whole race.
The 2002 Crusher Championship Galletta's Greenhouse Classic is now done.
We're here with the second place finisher, Chris. I have to ask what happened to number 1, because it was running pretty consistent, led a lot of laps early in the race.
Early on, it was very strong. I was taking the low groove for the entire early race. I wasn't letting anyone by me. You got by me on the outside groove, and I was sort of saving it. I was going to save it for the end, but then the tire come off the end. Come off in the second turn. So.
I noticed it seemed to have enough fuel in it. You were safe on fuel.
I was taking it real easy at the start of the race, and I only really pushed it when someone was pushing me, and I didn't get too much trouble. So, but I got into the 00 after my car broke down, and the thing is fast. As you can see on the tape, I was passing everyone effortlessly low. No one could stop me without cutting me off, even though they tried to cut me off, a couple people. They will remain nameless.
I did see, we kept having restarts, and I thought you were starting in the back. And then a couple laps later, I looked back and see you're in second already.
It was pretty effortless to pass them. But whenever time I come up on the 3, and I tried to go low, it didn't have quite enough stick. And when I went high, I hit all the bumps, mainly because of Tom, who dug up the outside groove, or somebody dug up the outside groove. Tom or Dan Lupa, somebody did. And it was a mess up there. And of course that caused the flip. It caused my back tire coming off the 1, and it made it so I had nothing for the 3 with a couple laps to go.
How, actually, about Dan Lupa, how about it? His strategy, he almost got lapped at the start of the race. Or, it wasn't the start, but I wonder what lap that was. He almost gets lapped, but he said it was part of his strategy, and he was just going to hang around till the end.
The strategy worked for him.
Look what happened. 3rd place for him.
The car, when its first 2 years, when I drove it, had 2 wins, and it had a 3rd place. So, it's a durable car.
Makes it through the marathon of a Klassic.
It's a long race machine.
And how about this car? If Jesse ever watches this,
well,
look at what he missed out on.
It was driven very well by a first-time driver early in the race.
Oh yes, forgot about that.
He took a few stabs under me when I was in the 1, and I was trying to keep the lead, but keep a nice slow pace. I hopped in it. I really was afraid of the handling, but when I hopped in it, it was hooked up, and it was hooked up low, faster than any car I've ever been in. And if Jesse wasn't hanging up Halloween decorations or fixing his truck or whatever he was doing, he could have been in for a good race.
Oh well, maybe he'll learn his lesson.
Either that or he would have broke it, and then I wouldn't have been able to get second. Are there any further questions?
Well, how about that track? Outside groove the worst? All torn up?
The outside groove, and I'm not sure if you'll be able to see this on the tape, but it was very bumpy in a couple laps. Before and after Tom flipped, I hit that same rut in turn 2, and at least once, if not twice, it knocked the wind out of me, and I had a hard time breathing down the back stretch. It was hopping up and down, and it's just a testament to how fast the car was from the fact that I was almost flipping it and staying close to it.
Wow.
But this car is hooked up low, and if I had a little bit more room down there, I could have got under the 3, because it was fast enough to get down there. I just didn't have quite enough room.
The 3 was perfect tonight, though.
Well, that's enough of that bragging.
Perfect. Would have been hard to get by it, but you would have tried.
If I had more laps and the track was a little better, I have no doubts that I could have got you.
Okay. Well, if Dan Lupa didn't leave, we would have interviewed him, 3rd place finisher. But
the only remaining competitor.
We just had words about him, so we gave him the credit for 3rd place. I guess that's it here from the 2002 Galletta's Go-Kart Classic.
Till next year.
See you next race that we may be taping.